This tutorial is for week 7 for the ANOVA F test. And I realized that the videos I uploaded the last couple of weeks are a tad bit blurry, and I'm not sure why that is. I'm using QuickTime to record, and the other way I was using it, for some reason, I'm unable to use it, having some issues with technology lately. So I apologize if this video comes out a little bit blurry as well, but I think it's enough. It's clear enough to see what I'm doing. So for question 1, if you look at page number 3, you are asked. I'm sorry, page number 2. You're asked to determine whether there are significant differences among the group. And it may look a little bit misleading when you look at the table, like where do I put the information? Well, this is how you enter the information in SPSS. So for your 3 groups, for each group you have a corresponding value, and that is the number of daily activities, which is called ADL, and then you have the therapy group. Okay, so for the first column, it's your groups. So group 1, you have 5 respondents in. Group 2, you have 5 respondents. In group 3, you have 5 respondents. It might be a good idea to go ahead and go to your variable view and, well, first make sure you have zeros in your decimal places, your decimal column. Give it a label, type of therapy, and then for values, this is what I did to help clarify when I get my results. It's neatly labeled. So 1 equals therapy 1 hour every 2 weeks. Group 2 is therapy 1 hour every week. And group 3 is therapy 2 hours every week. So that will help with interpreting your results. And then for the number of daily activities, again, that's ADL. I gave that label, number of daily activities. Okay. So if you go back here and you look at your page 2, well, for group 1, this is group 1, you're going to enter in the number of daily activities. So 16, 15, 18, 21, and 19. Now in group 2 starts with 21, 20, 17, 23, 19. And then group 3 starts with 24, 21, 25, 20, and 22. So when you run your analyses, you are to determine whether there are significant differences in the number of daily activities according to the type of therapy the participants were in. So basically, the question is, did the type of therapy make a difference on the number of daily activities? And you'll go to Analyze, Compare Means, One-Way ANOVA, and you'll put in type of therapy into factor area, the number of daily activities into the dependent list, and then you'll click OK. I won't click OK because I'll give away the answer. But you practically have the answer right there. So I'm going to click cancel. So that is question 1. Now, also for question 1, remember that you are supposed to include the 5 steps of hypothesis testing. And for the last 2 weeks, week 5 and week 6, I explained what you're to look for. You're doing the same thing with the ANOVA F test. The information is slightly different, but you're to include all the 5 steps, and particularly pay attention to step 2 and 3, which requires a little bit more. So you're providing your own calculations, and you're also running it in SPSS. Also make sure that you include the effect size and interpret that and explain your results. Okay. Don't forget to make a decision um, and explain your answers. Okay, so for question number 2, it's the same thing. You have 3 groups, and you have 6 participants in 3 groups, and you are to determine whether um, there is a significant differences among the groups. Now, for when I entered my data in, it rounded up. But so for group 1, you have 6 people in group 1, and you'll put 9.0, 8.5, 6.5, so on and so forth for group 1. You'll do the same thing for group 2 and then group 3. So your first variable is groups, the type of group, and then your second variable is the motivation inventory. So if you go to your variable view, I would do the same thing in terms of making it clear. I would go to label it to groups, label your second variable motivation, student motivation, and then for groups, the groups will be number 1 is the perception of highly likely to succeed in the course. Group 2 is intermediate probability of success in the course. And group 3 is little chance of success in the course. Again, this will help with interpreting your results. And also for your decimals, make sure you have zeros in that column. So if you go to Analyze, Compare Means, One-Way ANOVA, and then you put your groups in the factor area and you put your student motivation in the dependent list and click OK. So again, this is a quick or brief overview of how to enter the data into SPSS. And again, remember for question number 2, you're also giving all of the 5 steps. In addition to that, you're to calculate the effect size and you are to explain the results of the hypothesis testing procedure to someone who is familiar with the t-test for independent means, but not with ANOVA F-test. And when you're doing that, explain it as simple as you can. So this person has some basic knowledge, obviously, if they understand the t-test for independent means, but make sure you explain it to where someone who did not have understanding would understand. Okay, so just make sure that you cover each part of the question so you can get full points on the question. Okay, so that will help you for questions 1 and 2 for week 7. Thank you.